think I'm ready. All right, folks. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. Let's get this show started. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. I'm your host, and just love everybody, folks. It's a wonderful day. It is Monday, the day after sports weekend in Vegas. That's right, folks. Vegas has become the sports capital of the world, and this was like the biggest shot in the arm that you could ever have for any city. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to talk a little bit about this is kind of a sports related show. I think it is. I think it's a lot of stuff in Vegas. Instead of being casino related, it's sports related, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, some of you, this might be your first time joining us for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast, and we started this show last year, just before we launched our magazine, and the reason why was because we really want to be able to talk a little bit more about Vegas, and it's because stuff happens here all the time. I mean, it's every single day, and we want to make sure that you are actually able to keep up with all that stuff. So we decided to do a podcast that was that related to things in Vegas, and this is what you get. Yeah, and so it's been fun. We're having a great time. And so we simulcast this to 3 or 4 pages on Facebook. So it's Facebook Live, where it is. And then we'll also upload this to our website, which is at livininvegas.com. So www.livin, not living, livininvegas.com. You can check that out. You can also see it on YouTube, so we actually have it on YouTube, so you can see it, and we're spreading it all over the place. We really are. So it's really cool. We also have a magazine that's out. Our magazine's called Livin in Vegas magazine. It is out and about. It's circulating widely. So we're very excited about the magazine. It's got all kinds of fantastic articles in it. Somebody told me recently, they said, Sherman, you don't talk about the magazine enough. And I went, oh my gosh, I talk about the magazine incessantly. And they say, no, Sherman, you really don't. You think you do, but you really don't talk about it enough. So I'm going to talk about it even more because, there's because people want to know about it. They want to know what's going on. As a matter of fact, there was a lady who told me online this weekend, she said, I live vicariously through you, which is kind of cute. I think that's cute. And I love Vegas. I'm out and about here in the city all the time, checking out new things all the time. People are inviting me here, there, that kind of stuff. I can't go to everything, but I do go to quite a few things that are going on in Vegas. And this week, as a matter of fact, in about 2 weeks, right after Valentine's Day, so we're going to do a little Valentine's Day show too, which will be really cool. But coming up the 17th, and I want to make sure that you know about this. We have a mixer that's coming up. The mixer is the happy hour mixer. It's going to be over at Tenaya Creek Brewery at 831 West Bonanza Road. That's right, Bonanza Road. Sponsors are Tenaya Creek and our friends over at Beers with Friends, and of course, Livin in Vegas magazine. So it'll start about 5:30. 5:30 to about 7 o'clock. So that's the happy hour. It's a business networking mixer. And what we'll do is we'll actually leave the link to the... We'll actually post it underneath us for... As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. I can do that, right? You guys don't mind. I'm going to go to... So you can actually go to Eventbrite. And I'm going to Eventbrite now. I actually have the link to it right now, folks. So don't try to do this right now. So you can actually go to Eventbrite. You can actually type in, I think you can type in our, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people going. Oh my gosh, yeah. So we've limited it to about 100 people. So we got 2 weeks to go, and there's about 55 people who've said they're going to this event. That's a lot of people going to a happy hour. And so you're going to have a bunch of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the link to the happy hour. So I'm going to put it right here underneath there. So the happy hour. And I'm going to put that underneath our Facebook. We'll put it on our page, our group page, and on our business page, so I can actually see both of those right now. So it will actually come up in just a second. I know there's people that are watching. Hey, good morning, Don. I didn't see you there. I just went over to. And good morning, Don. It's good to see you also. I know you're getting ready to go to work here in the morning, but I just left the link to the happy hour. If you want to register for it, we've got people registering. Please only register one person per email address. That way we know who it is, because I don't, we need to individualize this for a couple of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is that we know how many people are going to show up. Okay, and let's say we have goodie bags or something like that. I need to know how many people to do it, that kind of stuff. So, and good morning to you, Dawn. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Uh, you're probably wondering who I'm talking to. I'm actually on our Facebook business page, and Dawn is there. Dawn Crew actually has a business, so she does hair design and that kind of stuff. So if you'd like to help her out, and you want to check out some of the stuff that she does, just definitely hit her up. We also have a group page where we have about closing in over 700 people. It was less than that yesterday. Over 700 people on our group page, and it's growing all the time, which is cool. So you can come to our happy hour, which once again is over at Tenaya Creek. A lot of stuff happened this weekend. Let's get to it. Let's get to it right now, folks. This weekend we actually had the All-Star game. We actually have a lot of stuff. We had so much stuff going on this weekend. Let's see. What else happened? Okay. So, once again, we are probably going to introduce this coming up this week. Okay. This is our new logo. So we're going to introduce it. And actually, I got a lot of cool stuff that we're kind of screwing around with. But see that big V, that big swoosh? So it kind of looks like somebody, all excited about Vegas and stuff like that. That's going to be our new logo. You're going to check that out. It's going to be very cool, and you will love it. So we'll be incorporating that more and more and more as time goes on. Wanted to make sure, because a lot of people have said something about it, and they go, "Hey, Sherman, that's actually pretty cool." So thank you for all the feedback on that, and we want to. So we'll be doing that. It's also Black History Month. And some of our friends over at the Black Success Magazine, where we also have this simulcast at, we're actually doing a lot of stuff with Black History Month because I being black. We want to acknowledge all of the contributions of African Americans in America and worldwide. So there's so many cool things that are going on. And this being February, it's Black History Month. We want to acknowledge that. We will also, my personal page, Black Success Magazine, we'll be posting more and more things on a daily basis about some of the cool things that are going on. And Black Success Magazine is actually back up again, so I just want to make sure you saw that. So what happened this weekend? There were several things that happened. Let's start with, what do we want to start with? Big story. Okay, big story first is this is going to break a lot of people's hearts, okay? And I want to make sure, there she is. Liz Cambage. There was a report, and probably heard this. Boy, this is a tough one, folks. Liz Cambage, who is the center for the Las Vegas Aces, our WNBA team. She's an all-star center. She's been a little upset. She's been a little upset about the salary conditions for women's basketball. And when we just hired a brand new coach by the name of Hammond, Liz found out how much she's getting paid. And Liz went off the rails on it. She's pissed and has every right to be. Even the owner of the Las Vegas Aces said the same thing, that salaries for women's sports is not enough. And now Liz Cambage, it has been reported on ESPN. Okay, this has not been confirmed yet, but Liz Cambage is verbally committed to leave the Las Vegas Aces and go play for the Los Angeles Sparks. Um, and that was Saturday night that was reported. So once again, we've not had she's not signed anything yet. We don't know if this is for sure, but there are rumblings in the air, the blogosphere, that Liz Cambage might be leaving the Aces, which would be devastating. She scored 50. Now we talked about this last week. Liz Cambage is not just a big diva. She's not. She's like 6'8", 6'9". She's a big old girl. Beautiful, big, attitude. She's from, I think she's from Australia or New Zealand, something like that. She has got some serious sauce going on. 53 points she played. She scored more than any other woman in WNBA history in one game. And when she played for the Europe, she played 60, or she made 60 points. So she's not just some slouch that's just whining and can't back up what she does. She's a serious force. And when she plays with swagger. So we hope and we pray that Liz Cambage is not leaving the Las Vegas Aces. Can you all say amen? Thank you. Amen. There's another story that we were talking about. Let's stay local sports. UNLV lost this weekend, folks, and this is kind of beats me up here because UNLV has been on a tear. This was just Saturday. So Saturday, UNLV lost to Utah. We lost 90-75, and Bryce Hamilton still scored. I mean, he scored a lot of points. Bryce Hamilton is just a phenom. He plays great basketball. Scored 33 points as the high point man, but was not enough. We lost to Utah 90-75, which kind of sucks. But we're all right, and we'll still do good. Also, in sports, and we're going to kind of blow through these because we got a lot of stuff going on here today. The Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights finished out their first half of the season with so they won 5-2 over who did they beat? Gosh, Buffalo. Did they beat Buffalo? The Buffalo Sabres. They sure did. They beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-2. And so the great thing about this, is not only that Alex Tuck and Mark Stone and those guys scored, which is wonderful, but we are now the top of the league, the Pacific League. Come on, we're finishing out the first half of the season, number one. I mean, I'll tell you, we're just kicking butt, taking. Really, I just threw my glasses down. We are kicking butt, taking names, and you can't beat that. Okay, UNLV is actually doing pretty good. Vegas Golden Knights are doing really well, and we're sports town. We are sports town. So second half of the season will start up here pretty quick. When's the second half of the season going to start out? Okay, well, it hasn't started yet, but it will. And so let's stay on hockey. Okay, let's stay on hockey for just a little bit, because one of the things that happened just over the weekend, which was Saturday, is that the NHL All-Star Game played here in Vegas. And some of the guys were a little upset. They were happy, they were sad, because guess what's going on right now also? Yeah, the Winter Olympics. I know. I didn't think about that. I didn't, because I'm not watching the Winter Olympics. And this is me personally, folks. I'm just not watching the Winter Olympics. I'm going to give it a hard pass this year. But that's just me. You can watch it if you want. I'm not going to ever. I would never bag on anybody if you want to watch the Winter Olympics. But I am. Oh my gosh. I know. And I'm sorry. I've not been paying attention to our Facebook page, and I should have. But yeah, Terrence Winslow is talking about was talking about Liz Cambage. Okay, I'm back. I am watching you guys now, because it's hard. I got a bunch of screens here, and it's hard to look at all three of them. So Terrence was talking about Liz Cambage, and good morning to you, Mr. Winslow. It's good to see you. Yes, Liz Cambage, I'm really going to miss her if she leaves. Now, I've seen quite a few of the Las Vegas Aces games. I was on board with the Las Vegas Aces. Actually, I've got a hat. I've actually got a Las Vegas hat. I don't have it with me. Oh, and I also have a bag. I've got a bag that's got the Las Vegas Aces on it. I was with them the first season they were here, and so we went to the games when you could get season tickets for like $10. You could be in Gucci Row for $10, less than that, and uh, and there were probably 1,000 people in the audience, and most of those were their moms. So anyways, Terrence, yes, we'll just keep our fingers crossed. So let's get back to the. I know. I'm sorry. I'm back and forth here, folks. I'm sorry. The NHL. A lot of the guys were a little upset about the NHL having the All Star game right now because the Olympics are on, and a lot of your top players here in the states who would have gone home. Let's say they're playing for Canada, or they're playing for Switzerland or whatever they're playing. Were not there. They were here in Vegas, and they were saying, "Well, we're a little upset about it. No, but we're in Vegas. Not a bad trade off. Not a bad trade off at all. As a matter of fact, I can see him behind me. Is that? No, it's something else. I thought that was behind me was a picture of some of the hockey players playing. But a lot of the players were saying, you know what, we're a little upset that we don't get to go to the game, but we're not upset because guess what? We are in Vegas. And they get to do the skills challenge. They get to see all of the best players in the world are here in Vegas. Many of them did not go to the Olympics. They said, hey, we'll come to Vegas and we'll have some fun here. And so we're flavored. So as, what's his name, Guy Fieri says, Flavor Town, we are Sports Town. Not too bad at all. So that's not a bad trade-off. I don't think it's a bad trade-off at all. Why would it be a bad trade-off? Also this weekend, we actually had football. So we had the Pro Bowl, which was here this weekend. And this was, I don't know if, really, so here's the deal. The Pro Bowl is not what you think it is. So some people were a little upset because they're going, well, the Pro Bowl's here, but I don't see those guys hitting and killing each other. Well, no, they're not going to kill each other because many of those guys, their season's over. So all of them, the season's over. So guys like Crosby and Mahomes and all that stuff, they're not there to get hurt. Okay, they're not going to get hurt and maybe lose their money for the rest of their lives. So it was almost like watching a Sandlot game where a bunch of kids go out and they go, "Hey, throw me the ball, Jimmy." No, I don't want to catch it. Here, let's just play flag and that's kind of the way it was. The score was 41-35 at the end. AFC beat the NFC. And yes, there were MVPs of the game. I don't know why you would have an MVP of the game, but there was Max Crosby for the Raiders. Come on. Matter of fact, if you watch the game, how many? Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you actually watched the Pro Bowl? I'll ask that question. Okay. And if you did, just say yeah. That's fine. If you watched the Pro Bowl, you probably watched the first play, especially if you saw the first play. First play of the game, quarterback for Arizona Cardinals fades back to throw the ball, and he plays for the NFC. Max Crosby plays for the AFC. Quarterback fades back, is getting ready to throw the ball. Max Crosby jumps up in the air, almost does a pick six. The first play of the game. That told you how kind of the game was going to go. It really was. It was going to be a barn burner. It was going to be a lot of Sandlot stuff. There was some fun things that happened. As a matter of fact, one of the quarterbacks, what was his name? Oh, I forgot the guy's name. Oh crap. I could see his face right now. And 2 minutes ago, the end of the first half. Now these guys are not tackling each other. They're not going to hurt each other. And so what happened is the quarterback comes running the ball up through the line, and nobody's going to tackle him. So he goes, "Wait, you didn't tackle me, so I'm going to run for a touchdown." They're going, "Well, we're not going to tackle you anyways." And the quarterback runs all the way down the field, scores a touchdown, which they didn't count, of course, because they blew the play dead. And he gets in the end zone, he starts dancing. It was cute. It was just cute. And so if you watched the Pro Bowl expecting hard hitting that kind of stuff, you didn't see it. Okay, because it's not going to happen. Because they're not going to hurt each other. It's just not going to happen. So let's talk a little bit about, because we only have a couple more minutes. There's a couple of serious things that happen. There is a let's. I'm going to go to the serious stuff really quick here. There's a little league team here in Vegas, the Bolden Little League, and they're asking Las Vegas community to help after their equipment was destroyed in a fire. And we will put a link to this. We'll link to everything on here, but we're going to probably link to this one really early. So there's a little league team that they call themselves the Bolden Little League. So the Bolden police station, which is over off of, I think it's off of MLK and Alta area, over near UMC. They have they had about $24,000 worth of gloves, helmets, uniforms at the Doolittle Center, or the Doolittle Recreation Park, and during their off season. And when they went back to get the stuff, they found out that it had all been burned. So they lost all of their stuff. They're getting ready to start their season now, and they have lost all of their stuff. So they're asking the public to, and we will leave a link to their page. So if you feel like you want to give and you want to help these kids out, please do. They've got a GoFundMe page, and so we'll leave that link to that GoFundMe page. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it right now. I'm going to link to this right now. I'm going to actually go to the page right now, because they're trying to raise about $30,000. They've raised about $150 so far. So I'm going to leave the link to this GoFundMe page on our Facebook page right now, and I will actually I'll leave a little note here saying for the Bolden. Here, let's do this. The Bolden. So GoFundMe page for the Bolden baseball team. And so I'm going to leave this here right now, because the reason why I'm leaving that there now is because if I don't, it won't. I really want you guys to give to this, guys, because these are great kids. I mean, these are really just great kids, and they need our help now. So I left it on both of our pages. I'll leave it on this page too. Okay, so it's going to be on our both pages. Later on, we'll actually put it on a couple other pages that we're at. I'll put it on my personal page. This is really worthwhile. We want to make sure that these kids are taken care of. They're raising $30,000. They've got about $150 so far. So we'll do our part and help these kids out as much as we possibly can. And in a not even closely related story, so there's a lot of people who paid to go to the Adele. If you had the money to go pay for Adele, then you should be giving money to these kids. Okay, I'm just saying. So Adele and a couple of other major stars were going to have concerts here, and they canceled. They just canceled their. Celine Dion, Adele, decided that they just can't do sports here, or they can't do their shows here, and so they canceled. So this is a very interesting story. I'm going to see if I can find the. Oh, there it is. There it is. So Divas, the Legends in Concert group, said what we'll do is they will do a free show for people who have confirmed tickets for the Adele or the Celine Dion show. Now, these are lookalikes. These are not the real people, so don't. And this is not in place of the Adele or the Celine Dion show. These are in addition to those shows, okay? So if you have, let's say you bought tickets for Celine Dion for $50. Okay, it's more than $50. Or Adele, which was $3,000, which is pretty close to what she's having to pay. Because those shows were canceled or have been postponed, they are going to give you tickets for free to go see the legends in concert. They're called Divas, and really pretty good. I've gone to a lot of these legends in concert shows. These are good. I mean, these are not bad at all. So don't act like you're not getting anything good. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. Also, in another local thing going on, I got just enough time to get these in. These guys are called Bleach, and Bleach is an improv store, and this is actually pretty cool. So these guys are called Bleach, and yeah, so they play down over at the Vegas Theater Company. Let's see, where do they play? Okay, let's make sure. They play. They're down in the Arts District, so they're way down. Every Thursday night, they play in Art Square. Every Thursday night, it's a five-member troupe: Eric Engel, Neil Corso, Kimberly Faubel, Philip Kotler, and Tommy Todd. Tommy Todd. With musical accompanist Faustino Solis. They come on stage cold. They solicit topics from the audience. And for about an hour, they try to do an unscripted improv for their audience. And they do sketches. They say sometimes they have a hit, sometimes they have a miss, but it's always fun. I think that's kind of cool. Isn't that cool? We're going to leave a link to these guys so you can actually check out these guys. I think this would be actually cool. How much are tickets for this? It can't be too expensive, is it? $15. So they're at the Art Square Theater. And we'll leave a link to this also, so you can actually go out and check these guys out. So it's like for an hour, $15. Hey, that ain't bad at all, folks. I'll tell you, to watch some guys act really funny. We need that. We need that here in Vegas. The whole theater thing is really cool. As a matter of fact, we're not going to have time to go to the story today because we're just out of time. But there's actually a story that we're going to put on here about a thespian who by day is a graphic artist, but by evening she's done some really cool stuff. So we'll leave her story up there too. I just don't have time for it right now to check it out. I don't have time. Just don't have time. Okay. Well, we got most of the stuff in. We really did. There's so much stuff going on, folks. There really is, and I just don't have time to get everything in. Okay. I do have time for this one last story. There was a guy who actually did not know did you hear this? He did not know that he had won a jackpot. I think he was over at Treasure Island. Yeah, he was over at Treasure Island. In January, he won a jackpot. He didn't know how much it was. They were kind of dinking around they had some kind of error message. And he goes, I'm gone. I'll see you later. And once they were able to unravel the whole thing, they come to find out that this guy actually had won $229,368 in a jackpot. They tracked him down. Gaming Control went back. They saw the videos. They talked to Uber. Those guys. They tracked the guy down because he left. He left town. And they found the guy. Where was he living at? Oh my gosh. They actually tracked him down. He came back to get his money, which is the lengths they will go to get your money. That's what happens here in Vegas, folks. That's really what happens here in Vegas. Okay. So anyways, I thought you would think that was cute. I think that's a great story, don't you? We are done. We're out of time. We will link to all of this stuff on our Facebook page. Folks, definitely check out our website at livininvegas.com. That's livininvegas.com. We've got an event coming up Thursday, February 17th. It is the happy hour, and definitely we'll have all that information up on our Facebook page all over the place. We will be incessant about it so that you know that we love you and we know that you want to be a part of what we're doing. So, anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. We will see you again tomorrow about 8:30 in the morning for Livin in Vegas magazine podcast. We'll see you later, folks. Bye-bye.